You're watching the Make Stuff Fix Things YouTube channel. In the last episode, I got the front suspension of the 85 Vanagon all disassembled. In this episode, I'm going to get it all put back together. Thanks for watching. Picked up powder coating today from North County Powder Coating in San Marcos. I haven't opened everything yet, but it does look really nice. And then also got a box of parts from Van Cafe. So gonna get this all opened up and lay it out and make sure I have everything I need. Unfortunately, the puller I have doesn't fit in here that great, so I'm having to kind of work it. So there's the driver's side out. This is the one that was really bad, so this boot was completely cracked. So I just took a piece of, to try to protect the powder coating, I've taken a little piece of actually bike inner tube and wrapped around my little press tool to try to avoid scratching the upper control arms. So now, set that in there. Now all I have to do is take the grinder and grind a little bit of the powder coat off here, and then put a little tack weld or spot weld on the upper part here just to keep these bushings from rotating. So one of the things I'm working on, the cost to get them powder coated was just too high. All the suspension parts actually only cost me about 150 bucks to get all those powder coated. They wanted, I think, 200, 150, 200 just to get to do the calipers. So I'm going to take care of those myself. So this is how they are. Well, so these are split apart, but so the one guy I talked to said to degrease them first, so I'm I'm just using some simple green to do that. Pretty concentrated solution, but I'm just going to dunk these in here. Let that soak probably overnight, but I'll pull it out and give it a scrub periodically. And then I'm going to treat them with some muriatic acid to strip any of the rust and other corrosion off of there prior to doing some caliper paint. So here's one of the calipers post degreaser, and then here is one after doing a little soak and a little scrub with muriatic acid. So really happy with how this is working out. So all this surface rust and everything should come out with the muriatic acid. And look how nice and clean this is. Hopefully I got it neutralized enough so it doesn't keep, there's no corrosion or anything. I kind of dunked it in some water, wiped it down. So just can't quite get over this. So this is brake caliper after degreaser, and this is one after degreaser and then after muriatic acid. I did also run this on the little light wire wheel, that's why it's nice and shiny. But it's just amazing how well that cleans up the rust on it and really refreshes these. Last night I got most of the passenger side hub disassembled. I still just have to get this lower ball joint out of there. I do not have the special tool to use the press to get it out, so just been using a hammer, but it gave me a fight last night, so I've been soaking it with some PB Blaster overnight and gonna try to get that whacked out of there so I can get this spindle nice and cleaned up and get everything ready for assembly. I am degreasing the brake dust plate for the passenger side. My goal is to get that soaking in the muriatic acid, get all the rust stripped off of it and ready for assembly. And then these are the radius arm washers. So these, I'm gonna do a wipe of acetone on them and then start getting them primed and painted. Gonna give this stuff a shot. Does not require a primer or gloss black. Got this cleaned up pretty good. I got the bore of the mating surfaces taped off, so I'm gonna give this a paint. So working on the van today. Been just waiting on a few parts, some new hardware to be specific, but that's supposed to show up today. So my goal is going to be to at least get everything assembled, the control arms in and the spindles on today, and then maybe finish up the brakes tomorrow. I did get the brake calipers painted yesterday, so I'm going to try to be gentle on them, but hopefully I can get those assembled, get all the gaskets and the pistons and get everything in there and get those ready to go on. So this did not work out well. I was trying to save some money and rebuild these calipers. I took them apart. I soaked them in muriatic, which I guess maybe I soaked them too long. I don't know. Or maybe they were the original calipers and they're just super corroded. But basically, going to put these back together, and these bolts are 11.9, so these are some super hard material. And just with the small drill impact, so nowhere close to what the torque spec would be. Just literally stripping out whatever materials left in the threaded side of the caliper. So unfortunately, I don't know, probably between the seal kit, actually bought replacement bleeder valves and everything for these, so I probably ended up wasting about 50 bucks on it, but just going to go ahead and order some replacement calipers. I think they're $125 each for a complete one, so go ahead and do that. I'm going to delay getting this van back together for a few more days, unfortunately. So yesterday I got the passenger side suspension reassembled. It went pretty smoothly. Definitely learned a couple things upon reassembly, but overall pretty good. So today just have to get the driver's side put together, and then I'll start getting rotors and wheel bearings and everything put back on here. So today I am getting these rotors installed on the van. First I gotta get the wheel bearings cleaned up and packed. So just taking these, using some brake clean, and then using this handy little wheel bearing packer tool, which squeezes grease up through the inside of them. So I'll start with the inner wheel bearing, because I'm gonna install these first, and then hammer the rear seal in there. Make sure these are all nice and clean. There's no oil or debris that we don't want in there. Good. Nice. Here's an inner that I already did pack. Here's the rotor. These are already got some grease spread around in there, kind of to prevent some corrosion, but then also just provide a little bit of lubrication. This we're gonna have, feeling pretty good about it. It's solid grease all the way on the inside and outside of the bearing. Go ahead and set that in. Today's the day. Hopefully get the van ready for a test drive. So following my caliper rebuild failure, I was able to get brand new ATE calipers from Van Cafe, so they just showed up. So next step will be to get the brake lines. I got new stainless steel brake lines, so we're gonna do that. Get the calipers bolted up, get the pads in them, get everything ready. I did just get, I was waiting on one more tie rod end, so we just got that installed along with some fresh boots on the power steering ram there. So those are all nice and good. So I'll get those calipers unboxed and then start getting this front end piece together. So my phone overheated while I was installing the calipers, so I'm not sure exactly where that cut out. But here we are, all finished up. So fresh calipers installed, fresh brake line installed, everything good to go. So next step is just to get the wheels mounted up, set this thing back on the ground, and then take it for a test drive. I did a gravity bleed on the brakes, and then Jamie came out and helped me. She did the pedal work just to make sure we're good, but feeling pretty good about the brake bleed there, and got everything torqued and ready to go. that is going to do it for this episode with the Vanagon front suspension rebuild. Thanks again for watching. This has been a pretty intense project overall. I'm glad I finally got everything together there. I'm really excited to have this thing all last for hopefully another 50, 100,000 miles here. If you haven't, please like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss future episodes. Thanks again for watching.